Hey everyone, it's Trader Rob, and I wanted to give a quick recap on day two of my small account challenge, just trading specifically the Robert Anderson Gold Line trading bot that was released last week. Had some mixed results here today. So I want to show you guys one where the account sits at. I want to give a really quick recap of the trades that the system took, and then some updates on some updates on the system and the strategy in general. So let's go to the intro. All right, we're back. As always, nothing that I say in this channel is financial advice. Trading futures or any type of stock market trading is risky. You have the chance of losing money. So I am here just to, one, to show you guys some of the strategies, show you guys some of the tools that are out there, and hopefully grow as a trading community so that the younger investors or the some of the investors that are just getting into trading, hopefully if we can narrow the trading curve, a little bit, that's awesome. And I know that for myself, if with all of the research that I've done over the last 3 years, I know it has gotten me to a very good place where I'm at right now. And hopefully I can get a few other people in a similar spot. So I had an extremely busy day today at work. So what my plan was this morning was started the system up at about 8 o'clock. And to be honest with you, the strategy doesn't start. None of these strategies start until after 8:45, and that's pre-built into the system as a setting that is optimized by the creator Robert Anderson. So he's got them set to start trading at different times. So he's got three different types of strategies: a 1 minute gold line, a 5 minute gold line, and a 5 minute red line. Again, if you want more information on his particular trading strategy, which is exactly what you're kind of seeing in this trading bot, go to his website. I've got the link in my description below. It's a fantastic site. And I'm going to re-emphasize this one more time. You do not need this trading bot, trading assistant tool to trade this system. Okay, if you go on his website, he's got tons and tons of videos on how he developed the strategy, the methodology behind the strategy, and he teaches it extremely well. I mean, to the T. So, and you could trade this strategy for free. You don't need any of these fancy indicators that we have here. You can go in and trade it yourself. The reason why I love it is because just like today, I had a bunch of showings, and I'm a real estate broker full time, and I couldn't be in front of the charts all day today. I was only in front of the charts until about 10 o'clock. And then after that, I left the system running. I had that much faith in the system that, I left it running all three of these strategies are on my cash account. Okay. So I let it run. It's got an end time. I believe the end time is about 2 p.m. There might be one end time at 2:30, but it's definitely it's got its start times and its end times. Okay, which is obviously, you all know, for futures trading, you don't want to be, your margin requirements start getting all wacky once the market closes, and that is not a good situation to be in. Okay, so we got that out of the way. In total, the system took 6 trades today. Okay. And spoiler alert, we did have a losing day. Not a very big losing day, but a losing day nonetheless. And some things were a little bit like where I was, what's going on here? Not that I was going on here, but I'm trying to get a feel for the system. I'm trying to get a feel for which trades are going to activate and not. Think I'm getting pretty good at it, but again, there's always a few that pop up, and I'm like, I wonder, what was the back end to that situation. But nevertheless, let's go through each one of the trades really briefly. I want to make this a short video. It's just kind of like a recap of the day of what the trading bot did. I'm going to give you guys the exact results of what what our balance looks like. As you remember, we started off with 2,000. Yesterday we had a winning day. We had a plus $119 and some change to the account. So again, that was awesome because we had a buffer going into today. So that actually was a fantastic feeling, especially on a strategy on a bot that now is just trading for me. So I'm going to look here on my left-hand side of the screen. This is the NASDAQ, the micro version of a NASDAQ. Remember, we are trading micros across the board. So I've got the NASDAQ, I've got oil, and I've got the Russell. We are trading 2 contracts of each one of these. Okay, so just know that, based on the amount of contracts, the amount of money that we lose or we win, it's pretty easy to figure in, what it was looking at. So first trade for the NASDAQ and the only trade. So that was something for me. The other indices. So the Russell had a total of 2 trades over here, and I had a total of 3 trades in oil. All right. So NASDAQ again just had 1, and it was a 5-minute red line trade that entered between 10:15 and 10:20. I'm sorry, I lied. It's not that time. It was between 10:15 and 10:20. Remember, these are. I'm sorry. It would have been right around that 10:19 range because these are 1-minute candles. So 1:18, 1:19, somewhere in that time that this trade was activated, and it was a pullback down to the 5-minute red line, which is this bigger red dashed line. So we had the pullback. We had this is kind of like the activation candle, which is looking for price action to pierce the top of this candle, which it did right at the next candle. We were, I believe, in some profit initially, and then boom, had a big reversal down and knocked us out of this trade. So first trade, we lost $30. Not huge, but it was a loss, and didn't take any other trade on this at all for the entire day. So let's jump into oil. Oil, the first trade activated at 9:54 today. My time, and it was a pullback to the 1-minute goal line. Don't think I've seen a lot of these type of trades. So these are more, continuation type of trades, where you're trying to go with the trend. So the trend is obviously downwards here, and just a bad situation where this is kind of your activation candle right here with this, God, I don't know what the name of the symbol is. Like, I should know what the name of the symbol is, but regardless, whatever the symbol is here, it's a 45-degree square. And you guys are probably going to be laughing at me for that, but who cares? The next candle pierces down, gets past past the bottom of this candle, and enters us into the trade. And this trade, I remember actually being in front of the PC right at the time of this trade. Believe it was in profit for a little bit, wicked back up, and hit our stop loss. Okay. Granted, super small loss, $10 on 2 mini contracts. It was a very tight stop loss. And I believe he has those because typically you're they're quicker pullbacks, or I should say they're more minor pullbacks. So he's not giving those a lot of room. Okay. And knocks us out. Kinda sucks because as you can see what happened afterwards. Huge dump. Um, so yeah, that one kind of stunk. Um, it is what it is. So it lost, but was on the right idea. The idea, the trade idea was there. So I guess we could find some positives to that. Why not? We had a second trade, which also lost, which also was the 1 minute 1 minute goal line trade. So again, we're in a trend. We finally had a pullback into that EMA, and we get activated on we get activated right at 83.01. We close below the candle, and huge wick up knocks us right out of this trade. So again, just because it was a 1 minute goal line, he's not giving those trades a lot of space because those are supposed to be quicker pullbacks, minor pullbacks, and continuation of the trend. And it hurts even looking at it, but yes, there was a continuation of that trend. So I mean, how can I say it? The methodology of the trade was right, but the stop loss was not enough, nor would I really have wanted a stop loss. Let's just say this stopped us out at 83.86, which is right here. Do I want another nine ticks of stop loss? Then you start saying, well, when's it enough? You got to trust what the back testing that's been done in the system and the reasons why the stops are there. But again, it was a minus $10, so oil took two trades, both losses, and I believe that there was a third trade. Let's see if we can find it. You know what I could do is, yeah, that makes a lot more sense, Rob. Sorry guys, I should have probably done that with all of them. Should be blowing them up when I'm actually talking about that particular one, because I know this makes looking at it a boatload easier. So what do we got for the next, our next and last setup, trade number 3 for oil? Trade number 3 was a profit. So we took a $32 profit on our third trade. And let's see, we had a pullback to the 5-minute red line, which is right down here. Again, love those trades. Those are probably my favorite trades to take. My entry was at 83.46. Puts us right here, piercing this candle right here. And wowzers. So this one went way up. This one was in some pretty decent amount of profit, and not enough to activate the take profit, and then came back down. This is a situation where the trailing stop knocked us out right here. So it did still take some profit, but it left some money up on the table. That is for sure. So again, you were in this trade. This was a great trade. You're in it, and you're getting some movement, but again, not enough movement to activate your take profit. So this was a situation where your trailing stop knocked you out. At least it did knock us out for a $32 profit, which kind of helped the day a little bit. Okay, so that's the trade recap on oil. And then the Russell was pretty simple. The Russell took 2 trades for me today, and both were losers. So we'll get that. Sorry, I just knocked into my microphone, so you probably heard a pop there. Both were losers, but that's okay. Let's take a look and see what occurred. So we had a nice movement upwards. We had a pullback to the 1 minute goal line, which is right here, and it's got it labeled also right here. Then we got the activation candle. It pierced it. And we went long at 1697.6. And what occurred here? So we had some movement up. So we were in some profit. And then boom, took a big reversal candle and knocked us out of our stop for $10. A loss of $10. So not terrible. Was in profit a little bit, but knocked us out. And then of course you get the movement back up. That always happens, doesn't it? That's okay. Disregard the two labels. The system does this with all of the trades. It puts two labels for your entries and two labels for your stops. It's super confusing. I'm sorry, it's actually super annoying. And I've asked to see if something can be changed with that, because there's no reason for it. It says my stop here. It still shows the stop where the stop hit, which is the same where it is over here. So this is some kind of little quirk in their system. But again, doesn't affect functionality or anything like that. Next trade. Again, we get a pierce of the 1 minute goal line. We get an activation candle right here. We pierce it. So we are in a long. And it looks like we came all the way down, hit our stop, came right back up, and then we got our move. So again, wicked us out pretty quickly there. And that was a loss of $12. Okay. So those were the trades that the bot took for me today. Had this on pretty much the entire day. Let's take a really quick recap of where we're at. We started at $2,000. Day one yesterday, we were positive $119. Today, when you add up all of the trades, luckily we had that oil trade that kind of helped us out a little bit. We were negative $35.48 for a total profit and loss of a plus 83.70. So in our ending balance in our accounts, and there's take out commissions and stuff like that. So that's why some of these numbers don't match up exactly with there. But when we take out the commissions through NinjaTrader, our ending balance is at $2,083.70. And that matches up with this is my live account, showed this yesterday, and matches up exactly where we're at with what the trades were today, and the profit from yesterday. So the small loss today and the profit today. So with that being said, let me give you my kind of initial feelings here. The system is awesome. I know a lot went into the creation of this. And again, you can put a lot of time into something. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to make you money, or that it's going to be, the holy grail of trading systems. And nobody's even calling it that, but that's the analogy that I have. So far I feel confidence with it. I feel a shitload more confidence personally with my own strategies just because I'm comfortable with them. I understand them. This is something newer to me where now it's just trading for me. It's trading a setup that I'm very familiar with, and I have faith in the system, which is why I'm even doing this and I'm continuing to do this. Uh, there was an update to the strategy templates that were sent over by Bob Robert Anderson, and I need to upload. That's what I'm going to be working on tonight, is uploading those. As I've mentioned in my channel, my settings are based off of his own website. So if you go to goldlinetrades.com, and you can actually see what the strategy parameters are for each individual instrument. Those are the ones that I have. Now, what I've been told is that the one that we were sent recently are even more updated. Again, if it was me, I would have loved for, if you're going to update one thing, if you're going to update your website, update the site and update the templates that you're sending out. Again, I know that he is super busy, so this is not, critique, but again, I just feel like there should just be one set of settings, because I shouldn't, honestly, I don't even think I should be talking about the settings, because it should just be, that should be the easy part. I guess that should be the simple part of it. But it hasn't been. That's been kind of like the hiccup that a lot of the other traders, are kind of questioning, like, hey, which setting are you on? What setting are you on? And I know that this is going to get resolved. From what I'm told, the update that was sent over recently is going to fix all of that. So hopefully everybody gets kind of on the same page. I'm going to load those settings in tonight, and I'm going to start trading with those tomorrow morning. And I want to see, I'm very curious to see what if any changes I will see. And actually tonight might be a longer night for me, because one, I got to get this video up, and then number two, after I upload the new settings, what I am going to do is I'm going to compare each instrument to the setting that I previously had, and I want to see what the difference is. Okay? Because I don't like doing anything that's just blind, like, hey, this is a change. No, I mean, shit, there's real money on the line here. So I want to make sure that I want to see what changes are going to be done, and then I will comment on some of those changes, and they might be very insignificant. And what you see here is probably going to be the same that we're going to consistently see. So that's one update. The second update. As you guys can see from the few days that I have traded this, we've been taking a good amount of small losses. Okay, I think there's a saying, you get cut with a 1,000 cuts. I can't remember what the saying is, but so it's like you're constantly taking these little small losses. At least this is very limited sample size of days of trading, but that's what I see, and I kind of think that it follows the strategy where he's very tight with his stop losses, and he's really looking for that prolonged move. Now, that prolonged move used to be in the beginning 3 points on the ES, then it was 5 points on the ES, then it went down to like 3 points on the ES. So that evolves on how the market goes. So, and the same thing with the NQ, same thing with oil. All of those targets, which I'm hoping are based off of ATR. You can do an ATR a daily or a weekly and kind of figure out where, what the market is moving, okay, and per minute. So based on that, those targets have to be adjusted up or down. And I know that is happening in the back end. So you're taking these really small losses. Now, granted, maybe they look small to me because they're just 2 micro contracts. If I was trading full contracts on this, that would be a completely different story. That would be a little rougher. But in the end, it still makes the same logic, where I don't care if you're trading with a $1 contract or you're trading with a $10 contract. If you take a bunch of small losses on the $1 contract and you get that one big hit, Okay. Where, for instance, like yesterday on the NQ, we got that $150 hit that wiped two or three of my losing trades that equaled only like $30 and got me to a winning day. The strategy is really looking for longer moves. That's what the strategy is looking for. In my opinion, this is my observation of what I have seen by using this system. And the market might not be giving you that. So that part needs to evolve. And if you're going to be trading in chop, it's going to be any strategy any strategy that you have is going to not fare very well in chop. Okay, unless you are trading, a mean reversion strategy or just bouncing up and down in really small scalps, it's very hard to trade. And we all know that. So I think it's meant for the bigger wins to offset the bunch of small little losses. Guys, at least that's my opinion as to what I'm seeing so far. I have seen some big moves with the NQ. I think I had the ES for a $250 trade the other day, which helps offset some of the losses. And that's kind of the way that the system is. And I think if you have a good trending day with some minor pullbacks, I think the system's going to rock it. And I'm hoping that we get those days so we can show you. I know we're running into a bunch of news days. So I typically, and this is just me, my evolution of a trader, I typically have started to stay away from big news days, just based on my journaling. Typically PMI days, I have a hard time. FOMC days, I have a hard time. Big news report days that come out, I get into a FOMO trading style. And I just, for one reason or the other, my trades don't work out. Even my more systematic trades, I take risk off a lot. I didn't trade the NQ today. I'm not going to trade it tomorrow. I might not even trade it this entire week, just because of I don't feel like I get those continuation days on those big news days. That's just me. I think that's been my evolution of a trader, how my styles have changed. But with that being said, I'm going to trade this sucker tomorrow. I'm going to trade it on Thursday, Friday, and I'm going to see how this thing does in the news days. I'm going to be very, very, very curious to see how this goes. And I'm happy to report. I'm going to be happy to report any of my findings there. So hopefully what I'm showing you guys is of value to you guys, to the community. I created a video on my morning oil trade setup that was received extremely well. There's a whole bunch of people that put in the comments that, hey, I took that trade. I mean, if we all took that trade this morning like how I did, that was a winner. And they're not always winners, but that strategy rocks. So if you have a chance, go take a look at my channel. Look up the morning oil trade setup video that I have. I even did a recap video of my trade this morning that I posted on the channel. So I'm hoping giving you guys some value here. I have heard a bunch of comments about, a lot of people want me to stream. Guys, I'm working on that. A lot of this is new to me, and I'm trying to figure out a lot of this. I think I figured out the streaming side of it, so that's going to be coming very, very shortly, I hope. And the trade recap of the small account challenge, that's fun to me. This is, I'm showing you guys what my cash account looks like, what my statement straight from Ninja Trader is, full transparency on this site. I wish a lot of other YouTubers would do something like that. I know a lot of them trade their prop accounts, which is fine too. I trade my prop account as well, but I at least let my viewers know, hey, this is true cash. This is me putting money on the line, and I think that that's a great representation of what the strategy is doing. So again, if you enjoy it, please hit the like the video, comment. and please subscribe so that that lets me know that what I am producing and what I'm putting out there is of value to you guys. Thanks so much.